This session, you'll explore the layered strategies available to secure your data in Azure storage. Think of this as your roadmap to apply defense in depth, protecting your data at multiple levels from access, transit, and beyond. When you store data in Azure, you don't have to worry about security slipping through the cracks. Azure automatically uses storage service encryption with powerful 256-bit AES encryption to secure every bit of data you write. And it does this without slowing things down or charging you extra. If you are using virtual hard disk, you are also covered with Azure Disk Encryption. For Windows images, Azure uses BitLocker, and for Linux, it relies on dmcrypt. This protection is built in by default, so you don't have to lift a finger. But if you want more control, you can always customize how your encryption keys are handled, which brings us to the next strategy. Your data doesn't just sit still, it moves. And when it does, you need to make sure it travels safely. Azure helps you enforce secure transfer using HTTPS, which means any API call or data transfer happens over encrypted channels. If you are dealing with file shares, Azure supports SMB 3.0 to ensure encryption for those too. Once you turn on secure transfer, any connection that doesn't use HTTPS is automatically blocked. The golden rule here: no HTTPS equals no access. This ensures your data is protected not just at rest, but on the move as well. Not all organizations have the same security needs, and Azure gets that. You can pick from 3 encryption models based on how much control you want. With service managed keys, Azure takes care of everything for you, ideal for ease and simplicity. If you want more control, go for customer managed keys stored in Azure Key Vault, where you handle key rotation and permissions. And if you need maximum ownership, you can use client-side encryption, where you encrypt the data before sending it to Azure and manage the keys yourself. This is especially useful for meeting strict compliance or regulatory needs. Encryption is great, but you also need to decide who can access your data. The best way to manage access is by using Microsoft Entra ID with managed identities. This avoids the use of secrets or keys, keeps things tightly integrated with role-based access control, and gives you stronger, more secure access control than shared keys. You can assign fine-grained roles to users, groups, or apps. For instance, you might allow someone to read blobs in one container and upload files in another, all without exposing access keys. It's flexible, secure, and built for cloud-first environments like yours. Good security doesn't stop at access. It includes visibility. With Azure Storage Analytics, you can log every access request, trace user actions, and analyze how your storage is being used. This is your insight engine. It lets you detect unusual activity, troubleshoot issues, and stay ahead of potential threats. With the right analytics, you're not just reacting to problems, you're anticipating them and keeping your environment secure through smart, informed decisions. While Microsoft Entra ID is the recommended way to control access to Azure storage, you do have a few other options, but you need to use them with care. With the shared key method, you use your storage account keys to generate a signed authorization header. This gives full access to your storage account, so you need to protect those keys like passwords. If anyone gets hold of them, they can do anything your account can. Then there's shared access signature, a more controlled alternative. SIS lets you grant scoped, time-limited access to specific resources like blobs or files without exposing your account keys. It's perfect when you need to give someone temporary access for uploads or downloads. Just be sure to set an expiration and the minimum required permissions. Lastly, there's anonymous access, which lets anyone read blobs without authentication. Use this option very carefully. Only for content you are absolutely sure should be public on the internet, like static images for a website. Once it's public, there's no going back on who can see it. In short, these methods can be helpful, but use them only when Entra ID and role-based access aren't an option. Your data's security depends on it. So what's your key takeaways? To build a resilient security strategy, encrypt at rest, encrypt in transit, control who accesses your data, and monitor how it's used. With Azure, you don't just store data, you protect it with enterprise-grade controls across every layer. Think of it like locking your front door, encrypting the valuables, and installing cameras. The more layers, the stronger your defense.